In this video, I will be showing you how to make this awesome bearded dragon enclosure for a little guy like this.
I decided to go with the Reptile Habitat's 4x2x2 enclosure.
If your bearded dragon is on the larger side, I do recommend going with the 5x2x2.
But anyways, I taped up the corner so it wouldn't come apart, and I siliconed in the scrap piece of acrylic to create a pool area. I also spray foamed it, but this part's totally optional. Then I created these hides out of XPS foam and hot glue. After that I added spray foam, let it dry, and carved it out to round out the edges. Then I added a layer of silicone and cocoa core to the inside of the hides. After that I taped in the pond liner and made sure to sculpt out the pool area. And I also gave the hides XPS foam feet with zip ties to help them stand on their own.
Then I locked them in place with spray foam.
I also created this little pump house right here out of corrugated plastic so that I can, put a little pump in there to have a little waterfall. That being said, I locked everything in place using spray foam, making sure to get behind the pond liner and behind that XPS foam hide. So next I'm going to spray foam wherever I want the rocky background to be. So in my case I chose like the whole entire enclosure, but you don't have to do the whole thing if you don't want to. You're going to want to let it cure for at least 24 hours, but if your spray foam's thick, let it cure for longer. You don't want to deal with the goopy mess. After that I started messing around with the hardscape. I started carving it out and then I realized I forgot the pump cover, so I used a rock and some parchment paper and then I spray foamed around it to just seal it in. Now I officially started carving the background. Then I finally decided to do my water tests and I passed! Then I pumped out all that water and used a rag to soak up every last drop. And I vacuumed the background. I also let the background dry out for a week. Now make sure you wear your mask, goggles, and gloves when you do this, but I spread silicone in small sections, threw some sand on it, and pressed it in until I covered up the whole background. Then I dumped out all the excess sand. Now I'm not gonna lie, I found all these pieces of wood outside except for that spider wood. But right here I'm trying out all the different angles to see what's gonna work best for my bearded dragon Smog. It's her house at the end of the day. Once I figured it out, I locked it in place with spray foam, silicone, and sand. And now it's done, baby! Now I just gotta put the drainage layer, which I use Leca. I added a weed barrier to keep the substrate out of it. Then I added a mix of mostly Jurassic Australian sand and excavator clay with a little bit of cocoa core and worm castings. Emphasis on little bit. If I'm being quite honest, I don't have an exact ratio. All I know is make it sandy. I added some almond leaves and dairy cow isopods. Alright, let's talk about lighting. These two are regular LED bulbs. This is a halogen bulb, this is an Arcadia T5 Dragon bulb, and this is an Arcadia Jungle Dawn LED light. When I made the background I covered up these holes, so I had to drill a hole in the back for the pump, and then Smog decided to jump on my head while I recorded that clip. Don't mind the mess, but I also had to drill a hole in the bottom cabinet to feed the wires through. Now if you're asking yourself, where can I find the stuff to make this, and how can I support this awesome channel? I got you. Click on my Amazon list affiliate link in my bio, or if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description below.
Well guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Next up, we're gonna figure out what plants this girl can't destroy. She a little crazy when it comes to clawing up plants.